Welcome back to 3 and Out. I'm Brian Carter with Star Lions pitcher Ryan Orlovsky. We also have a special guest, Star Lions soccer player Jeff Peel, here with us to talk about the Super Bowl. A diehard Cardinals fan versus a diehard Steelers fan. Let the debate begin. I got to ask both of you guys, what was your reaction when the Cardinals scored that huge TD with just over 3 minutes left?
I look at the clock and I see 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and I knew one big completion up the middle, Santonio Holmes. It kind of fell into place, and I was pretty upset that they didn't have it under 2 minutes, maybe like a minute 40, because they essentially had 3 timeouts with that. So
were you
I was excited. Oh, I was excited. I jumped up. I did a couple fist pumps, but my excitement was short-lived.
That was in the back of your mind that there's still that much time on the clock. What did you think, Ron?
When Fitz caught that ball, he took my heart with him. I thought it was over. I thought it was over until I looked at the clock, like Jeff just mentioned, and it said 2 minutes and 35 seconds left. I thought, Ben's brought us back 5 times already this year. At least we have a shot for him to do it again. So, I had my doubts, but at the same time, I still had some faith.
Yeah, and there was something, not like when the Cardinals, after the touchdown by Holmes, there was like less than, 40 seconds left?
It was 35 seconds left.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to do anything. So
No.
Did you hold out any hope, even a small, you have to?
Well, yeah, I had a hope, and then, they call some absolutely outrageous fumble on Warner. Which, you know what?
Ryan, I know that you're happy for the win, but you got to think about it from a different point of view. Are you surprised that didn't go up in the booth for that one?
Oh, I'm definitely surprised they didn't go up in the booth. A part of me feels they made the right call on the field, but you got to review that play. They reviewed pretty much everything else the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you review the play? The Cardinals still had a shot to win that game if they would have reviewed that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, one big chuck of the ball downfield, and who's better in the air than Fitzy?
Yeah, exactly.
With you mentioning your reaction of when Fitzgerald caught the pass and takes it to the house, took your heart with him.
Yeah.
Is that similar to what you felt with Holmes making that absolutely ridiculous? It's like David Tyree Part 2.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that lineup and the throw was out to Holmes in the end zone, the first thing I was thinking of, I was like, why on earth did they not line Fitzgerald up as a cornerback and have him on Holmes?
That's a good point.
You know what?
When Roethlisberger threw that ball, I thought, why on earth did he throw that pass to 3 Cardinals defenders? I thought it was going to be picked and the game was going to be over. So.
Yeah, because it was like 3 guys right there. Yeah. You see 3 red jerseys, and then you see that one white jersey.
Francisco makes a bonehead play, slips, and then gets his coverage blown again there. I was just hoping, don't land. Just throw him out of bounds. Just throw him out of bounds. And somehow he got those 2 feet.
Somehow he did it. It's pretty impressive. I don't see how you have that sense to be able to catch a ball like that and somehow drag those toes down on the ground. It's pretty impressive.
I can't stop smiling when I think about it. One of the greatest moments of my life.
It's on my computer screen, thanks to you.
Well, let me ask you this, because I got kind of a good question for you and then one also for Pill. But for you, you've been lucky enough to see 2 Super Bowl wins.
I've seen 2 wins, and I saw
a loss.
I saw a loss
back in Huggies diapers.
Yeah,
way back in the day. But which one of these 2 in the last 4 years means the most to you, and why?
Well, as you mentioned, it was Super Bowl 30 was the first Super Bowl that I saw. I understood the magnitude of it playing in a game like that. But I remember being really upset. It's one of the things that really sticks out in my mind, being a little kid, being a Steelers fan. So having the Steelers get back to the Super Bowl, Super Bowl XL, Super Bowl 40 with Bettis' last year, it was fitting for Bettis to get it there, and it meant a lot to me just because I was at home for that one, and it was the first time the Steelers won the Super Bowl in 30 years, and they were talking about getting that one for the thumb in 30 years, and being on the south side of Pittsburgh, just being part of those riots that were going on in the street, it was unlike anything I've ever been a part of before, and here being away at school kind of took away from that at the same time, just sitting in my dorm room, but you can't complain.
Yeah, you can. It still means a lot, though, to you, I'm sure, either way. All right, now, on the other hand, Pill, I got to ask. The Cardinals have never even been to the Super Bowl, and no one even thought they should be there. They were dubbed the worst playoff team going into the postseason in the NFL, along with the Eagles. But let me ask you, I know it sucks losing, but was part of you just satisfied that they made it that far?
You know what? What's second place? If
First loser.
First, you're not first, you're last. Like,
Whoa,
it
whoa.
was, it was great for them to do it. But I really felt like this was the year that it was all going to happen. I've had season tickets the last 3 years I've lived in Arizona, and I've seen some awful football. I've seen some terrible football, and the fact that a 9-win team makes it to the Super Bowl for the first time, and really one throw away from winning it. It was great to see, but at the same time, it just sucked that they lost.
Yeah, I could see that. But part of you has to be proud just the fact they made it there. But I can understand where it's like second place means nothing, because all they're going to remember is that 10 seconds into the commercials, they're already advertising the Super Bowl hats and shirts.
All I was trying to figure out was how I could get myself a Arizona Cardinals one.
Well, they send those overseas to less fortunate countries, and those kids get to wear the
That's good.
Super Bowl 43 Arizona Cardinals World Championship gear, and occasionally you may see it come back over here, although that's not supposed to happen. Orlovsky, Phil, who's the bigger fan?
I'm just going to say, I've been a Pittsburgh boy my whole life. I went to my first Steeler game when I was 4 years old. I had season tickets from the time I was 8 years old until I graduated high school. So I've seen a lot of games. I live and die with this team. The Steelers lose, I'm upset that whole week until they get another win on the board. And, you can't help, not to get all teary-eyed when you think about your team winning a Super Bowl like this. So.
I've been in Arizona for 3 years. I was actually a big Colts in Edgerrin James, and he came into the picture at the same time I moved there. So I've only really been strong with them the last couple of years, so I'd give the nod to him for that one.
Oh, that's good. That's nice of you to do something like
Appreciate
that.
that.
Yeah, you could've just. Do you have a terrible towel?
Oh, I have.
You
I have
to.
many.
You
I
have
have
to.
many.
Do you have many?
I have many.
Can we bring one on the show?
I'll get a terrible
I
towel.
have the Arizona Cardinal version of the terrible towel. When I went to the game a couple of years ago with the Steelers and Cardinals, and we had our own white ones.
Who won that game?
Actually, Cardinals won
Cardinals
29-17.
Did win.
But I think this game means a lot more, though. But it's good having you both on the show. Right now, we're going to go to the Piedmont Sports Minute, and we're going to talk about Piedmont Lions baseball again. So let's begin now. Ron, tell us what's going on with the outlook for the season in Piedmont Lions baseball.
Well, first off, we just basically finished up our spring practice. First game's coming up this weekend at Guilford, February 7th. And, the guys on the team we're really looking forward to. We're anxious to get back on the field after losing in Danville last year to Johns Hopkins. It's just good to get in the swing of things. But there's going to be some new faces this year. You have Kevin McConnell, who's a transfer, who's probably going to come in and make some noise. You have Brandon Hitch, who's back with the team, and you have Jared Vermilia, who's absolutely been stroking the ball here in spring practice. And also look for Zach Stein to get more time behind the plate this year, because with Corey Lindsey behind the plate, you're just not utilizing his speed. And I think the coaching staff's starting to realize that. So Corey's probably going to get some starts in center field this year.
Oh, he is going to find his way into that crowded outfield?
It looks that way.
You got any input on Piedmont baseball?
I'm buddies with a bunch of the freshmen that have had a pretty good spring so far, and I think they might have a pretty big impact on the year to come.
Well, I hope so. It's going to be tough to top last year, but I think they do have a lot of young talent, so it looks like they could do that. Last thing we got to do real quick is to win this booty. We've already given away 2 Braves hats, but we still have a couple more to give away. Someone's already won the plaque and the bat, so now we're back to the hats. So you have a chance to win that. The question is, the Steelers have won an NFL record 6 Super Bowls. What team is next on the all-time list? It's not a very tough question. Quick Google hit. That's all it takes. All right, that's going to wrap up things here for us on this episode of 3 and Out. If you'd like to be a special guest, or if you want to share your opinion on something, shoot us an email at 3andoutsports@gmail.com, or check out our new website on MySpace by going to www.myspace.com/3andoutsports or YouTube 3 and Out. I'm Brian Carter.
I'm Ryan Orlovsky.
I'm Jeff Peel.
That was 3.
And we're out.
3, 2.
Welcome back to 3 and Out. I'm Ryan Orlovsky. I got nothing.
I got nothing.